Hello there, this is Carlo. Welcome to another quick tip tutorial. I'm going to try and teach you guys how to get started with animating dinosaurs within 3ds Max. So we're going to begin with this rude boy here. We have a fully rigged dinosaur with bones and everything. So if I just select on him here and just hide selection, as you can see I've got a full skeleton here. Ready to sort of start animating with. Now obviously animation is a long and tiresome process. It's not something you can do in 5 minutes and think, right, I've got a really good result here. So always remember that. Remember to be in for the long haul when you're doing rigging and animation work. So a lot of people like to sort of work within the sort of wireframe mode. I like to work within the bone structure, so I just like to have the sort of bones up so I can sort of manipulate these bones and work with these bones as I see sort of fit. So looking at this sort of part here, obviously when you select the y-axis, x and z-axis, you have an option to sort of move left, right, up and down, for instance, forward, back. Or you can get this bit of the box here and move it any way you sort of see fit. So I always sort of try and start from the side view here. So I'm going to blow that up big because basically what I want is the T-Rex to move in a straight line to start off with. And the way I like to do it is I want to select my first keyframe and then my auto key, and then I'll take a I'm going to move about 5.5 seconds. And then I'm going to select this box here, movement box, and bring that leg forward there. Okay, just go back to my side, my multiple view, so I can sort of see what's happening. So always sort of check your sort of movement. So we've got both legs sort of moving here, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from, say, this position right here. So 9 seconds. Now I'm sort of going to click out of here because if you look closely the two bones are together. So I'm going to zoom right into this so I can make sure I move the correct leg when I'm going. So I'm going to go forward and I'm going to select the first leg. Always monitor your animation here, and then I'm just going to click on this and move that leg forward, one, and I'm going to move this one back. So we've got a very subtle movement of leg. Right, so now I'm going to put this one, it's going to go to my side angle here, and I'm going to make sure I start the walking process now. So I'm going to go forward with this one, and then I go backwards with this one. Move forward a bit, and I'm going to go with the opposite. Move, sorry about that. Move back with this one. Move forward with this one. Don't worry about if he's not moving at the moment, because he will move because we're using the main hierarchy bone. This is the main bone that moves the entire rig. So I'm going to select that again. I'm just going to put the feet into position. Be subtle when you're doing it, because if you're not subtle, you can knock the skin out. You can knock the skin, so the skin, when you add the skin, put the skin back, it'll look sort of distorted. Let's go forward a bit, a few keyframes, and I'm just going to go back, forward. So it'll look like he's walking, what's the word I'm looking at, walking on the spot, but he's not, because we're going to move him in a minute. And just play around with the movement of the legs. I always start with these bones first, the centre joints first, and then work on the feet and the lower ankles after. Okay, so like I say, I want my animation to start from 10. And what we do is we just basically keep adding to the animation very carefully very gently, because as I say guys, you can knock the alignment out and then it'll look stupid. Like so. Right, let's go forward, bring forward, back, keep on the line. That's what you see, the way that stretches, that means it's going to deform the bone, so be careful with that. So basically what we're doing is we're working on the bones separately of each other. Okay, now if we go back to the start of keyframe 10, we can select this one here, and what we're going to do is we're going to move the entire rig forward like so. Okay, so let's go back with that. To apologise, let's go back with that, and I'm going to go to where the feet end. Then I'm going to drag my dinosaur forward, and we should have a very sort of subtle walk. Nothing clever, nothing too clever, but you can sort of see where we're going with it. It's all about patience, and it's all about being precise. Sort of bring this foot down like so, being precise with it, and just getting the movements. See, like I've just said, we're just working on these two limbs at the moment, so it's not going to look perfect until we finish the entire animation of the movement of this T-Rex. It won't look perfect till it's done, but when it's done and we've got the movement of the ankles, the feet, it will look fantastic. So next what we're going to do is we're just going to unhide selected, and we're just, oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's go to undo. Sorry about that guys. Let's go to full screen mode, and let's go to unhide all, and we're just going to check to make sure you don't look like a fucking idiot. Okay, so you don't look too bad, but we've got a bit of deformation here, as you can see, so I want to try and fix that now, and just go back through it and fix the leg as we go through the animation process, just to make sure it's all in alignment through the entire sort of process. That's a bit out of sync there, so let's put that back. Bit there. Like I say guys, it is very sort of temperamental, and it's very sort of time consuming. Goes a bit out there, but you know, when you're sort of keyframing and you're sort of working like this, take your time with it, don't rush. This should be rammed with keyframes, and just keep going and going. Oh, see alignment there, we're just going to fix that. Just keep going and going until your dinosaur has the sort of perfect movement. See, a little bit there, right there, and make sure you got the auto key, because this is what's fixing it all. Right, so we've got some subtle walk movements. Obviously we need to do the lower bones, so on and so on, but I think you sort of get the gist guys of where we're going with this, and the sort of best way to get your dinosaur animated and moving decently. So it's a bit out of sync there. This is where we sort of went mental with the bones at the start. We made some errors, but once we you know, add the definitions of the way his feet are moving, and then get some proper movement of the feet stuff, he should look good. So that's how you sort of start off with sort of animating your dinosaur. This leg now is out of sync, So we need to get on this bone here. Let's go to here. We need to fix this bone and then just repeat the process of what we did on the other leg, just to make sure that we've got perfect synchronization when he's actually moving. Like I say, he's going to look like an idiot to start off with, but if you persist with it and keep going with it, he will look fantastic after, when he's finished. Like there, for instance, that's just gone right out, and we just keep fixing that and just keep basically going, really, until he is done. There's a bit there. Keyframe is so time consuming. That's why not a lot of people on YouTube have done keyframing work on here with dinosaurs, because I'll tell you now, dinosaurs are very, very tricky to animate. Right, so, oh, he's a bit out there, as you just see there. Just fix that there. Okay, so he don't look too bad the way he's moving there, but like I say, guys, we've got to work on the bottom part of his feet to make it look like that his feet are basically sort of, you know, coming off the ground. So the next part is we'll work on this now, but you can sort of be very careful the way you do it, because like I say, you can overstretch it, and when you overstretch it, what it does, it overstretches the skin as well. So let's go to unhide all, and basically all you're doing is you're persisting with it and you're going through it. See, the easiest part, hide selected, sorry about that. Let's go to hide selection. The easiest part is to animate the neck. So you'd go back to say keyframe 10, and then you sort of get your rotation tool, because this turns. So remember to use the rotation for the actual movement, things that move around, if that makes sense as well. And just move that, and then we've got movement of the head as well, and then we can go to say here and then move the draw up, go into unhide all when you're doing the draw, because there's so many ways you can mess up the draw if you don't do it right. Right, so he ain't looking too bad. So he's moving okay now, he's not moving too bad, and we basically haven't done a lot to this. So let's go to here. Oh, we didn't want to do that. And let's go back to hide all, and let's move this into position. So that's basically it, guys. That's how you can start animating your dinosaurs. Oh, also remember the tail, give it a bit of a whip like so, and keyframe all the sort of the tail independently of itself. Obviously these have got loads of bones, so remember to move all the bones sort of independently of themselves. Let's go back to unhide all, and we can move his tongue that way, sort of thing. It's looking a bit distorted at the moment, but I think you sort of get the gist of where we're sort of going with this. And once you render it out, it shouldn't look too bad. So let's go to test. Let's just render, say 20 seconds. But first of all, what we can do is if we go to rendering, okay, and let's go to environment, change the background to green, then we can edit this in post because now it'll be green screen. That makes sense. We'll have a green screen background. Alright, so let's go to render settings. Let's go to HD 720p. Well, let's go 1080p. 20 seconds, like that, and let's scroll down and save that to our desktop. Call it 12. Let's do it as a JPEG sequence. Save and go OK. And let's just render that bugger out. Alright. And once he's rendered and he's moving, he won't look too bad at all. But like I say, guys, it's time consuming, and you've got to sort of persist with it. And you know, just the more keyframes you have, the more movements and subtle movements you have, the better your animation is going to look. I will do some more tutorials on this, going really more in depth on it, but hopefully this will sort of get you going to sort of start you off with the animation process on dinosaurs. Like I say, guys, do your research on it. It's imperative that you do research on this just to get you know, the perfect sort of movement of a dinosaur and how they actually move on screen to get the perfect animation. So let's see this. We can open up After Effects and pop this in this or something like that to get a bit of. See, you don't look too bad at all, and that was only a couple of minutes. But you know, an animation like this would take me a couple of days to do, say a 50, maybe 60 frame piece of animation. It'd take me about a day. So obviously, please remember that this is not something that'll take you 5 minutes and then you sit back and think, right, I've got an animated dinosaur, because it don't work like that. Okay, so let's go to my first JPEG on my T-Rex, wherever he is. Let's go to here, and we can sort of, you don't start there, so he starts there. Oh, and he don't look too bad. It's going backwards. So that's a baby I'm doing at the moment. So then what you can do, another quick tip for you guys, this is another tip, do some post-production work in After Effects for you. I don't think I've got a background, but we might need to get a background, so I'm just showing you this at a spur of the moment, out of the blue sort of thing, what you can do to add it to a scene. So let's open up After Effects. Shouldn't take too long. And I'm going to go on the net and just get a background. So let's get a desert. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what we can find. See, that'll do. That'll do nicely. That'll do. Save your images. I'll pop that on my desktop. Like so. Got about 45 million plugins on this. That's why it takes ages to bloody load. I think I've got every bloody plugin known to man on this. And this is just another little test for, so you can sort of test out your work. So let's go to new composition, 30 frames long, 30 seconds long. I go file, import file, and then I'm going to go to my desktop, and then I'm going to find the very first dinosaur. So we started it off at number 10, didn't we? And then I'm going to make sure JPEG sequence is selected, click import, and then I'm going to drop that into my thing here. Alright, I'm going to go to say about here, and then I'm going to trim comp to work area. I'm going to import my desert now. We're doing a bit of green screening, guys, just out of the blue, right? And I'm going to drop that down here like that. Then I'm going to select my dinosaur, come up to effects, I'm going to go to keying, I'm going to go to key light 1.1, get this dabber, hit that, boom. And then basically all you're doing is selecting your dinosaur, and then you can shrink your dinosaur, make it smaller, make sure it stays on screen, put it down like so, and let's test his movement out. And it's just a quick way of just testing it out, testing out your animation, just to make sure he don't look too crap really. So let's just round preview that. Rah. So this is just a rough. This is rough, guys. This is so rough it's stupid. But I think you sort of get the general idea of sort of where we're going with this, and have sort of animate. So let's come back out of that. Go back into Mac. So do take your time with it. Remember, always take your time with it. Be patient with it. And the more patient you are with the work you're doing, the better results you're going to get. So as always, guys, thanks for listening. As always, please remember to hit that like button and that subscribe button. I always do appreciate your support. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.